Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is this week's Stack Up boardroom meeting for August 16, 2017. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Got lawbreakers pounding in the background here. One sec. Let me shut this thing up. Pretty damn good game, by the way. I'm kind of happy. All right, shut up, you. All right. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out to another Stack Up boardroom meeting. Got a lot to talk about today. Let's go ahead and pull up the notes here. While I'm getting prepped here, Cuddles, I think you're first on the list. If you can go ahead and start us off, and I will jump in when I get my notes pulled up.
10-4. Can everybody hear me?
Yep, sounding good.
All right. I want to first off start with a huge thanks to Quest for the Cause. Those folks raised over $90,000 over 10 days for the Tiltify Charity Decathlon at TwitchCon. That's going to be something we're going to be competing in. So really cool, really exciting. There might be some more events coming with them. Special thanks to Resurrection Fern and all the other streamers that were there on behalf of Stack Up. I'm getting highlighted. Am I supposed to stop?
No, go ahead. I was copying that because I go ahead. You're fine.
Steve was in our notes. We have a Google Doc that we share, and I saw that Steve highlighted all the text that I was saying. I was like, "Oh crap! Is he about to delete it and tell me to shut up?"
You're fine.
Okay. All right. They raised over $90K, and like awesome job for them. It was really cool. If you guys didn't get a chance to see that, it was a really cool event, especially the end. The last, I think 15 people on there were all creative streamers. There was some really cool stuff, including a Stack Up rap that got done by Megan Linnaeus, which I'm trying to find my link for right now. But since somebody asked, all that money was raised for the Tiltify Charity Decathlon, which is going to happen at TwitchCon. Going to be 10 different charities competing with a variety of streaming challenges. Don't ask me what any of this means. We're finding out too. But basically it means we will get a share in that money and any additional monies that are raised through Quest for the Cause. And we're going to get some money and do some cool stuff at TwitchCon. It'll all be on the main stage. And it's really an exciting prospect and very cool for Twitch to give us this opportunity. Also, I would be absolutely remiss if I did not thank the unit. I know Steve will say things about them, so I'll keep what I have to say very brief and pertaining to my experience. I got to hang out in that chat a whole lot over their 100 hours, and those guys did an incredible job. They ended up raising over $14,000 in a 100-hour marathon stream that had a whole bunch of streamers involved. I couldn't even begin to thank all of them, but Sick With It, Gunny RX, WRX, and Aggressive Jedi, some special thanks to them. Little reminder, we are less than 90 days out from our Call to Arms, our big charity fundraising push on Twitch that coincides with Veterans Day. The streamers that you guys know, the streamers that you hang out with, the guys that you're subbed with, things of that nature. I'd love to talk to them. If you have a relationship with a Twitch streamer that you think you could just get me a conversation with them, let me know. Shoot me a DM here. For those that have already done this, thank you so much. I appreciate the heck out of you. I do absolutely everything I can to track down all the Twitch streamers that I can get in touch with, but with 1.5 million people going live on Twitch every 30 days, I don't know them all, and that's where you guys can really help out. The Twitch stream, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you for all your hard work. I know we've got a couple of people kind of out sick, a couple of machines out sick. Seem like we're getting back on track. We're also always recruiting new members. So if you have anybody that would be interested in that, again, DM me. I'll send you a link. We can get them signed up. I'll have a great conversation with them and hopefully get them involved. Lastly, I am super excited to be stacking up at Orlando IX this weekend. This is an opportunity that Houston Girl Got You has arranged, so huge shout out to her. I know this is kind of Stephanie's neck of the woods, so sorry for stepping on your toes. But we're going to be at a VR and augmented reality event in Orlando over the weekend, and I couldn't be more excited. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And with that, I will pass it back to Steve.
Yep, ready to go. Sorry about that. Again, I was trying out some lawbreakers there right before the meeting, and it went long. So notes are pulled up. As Cuddles was talking about, a little heads up on the Tiltify Charity Decathlon. That is something. Tiltify is the platform, for those of you who may or may not know, that we use to do most of our Twitch stream fundraising, where we have our giant bar where we can see, our thermometer and see how much we've raised over the course of the year throughout our various events that we've got going on. And Tiltify is working with TwitchCon. They're doing their annual, which is apparently this is going to become an annualized thing, annual charity decathlon. And they took it into the last year. It was, the first year they were kind of fumbling around trying to figure it out. This year, they took a lot of the lessons that they learned from TwitchCon, and now they're, doing it again. And obviously there's more, not visibility, but there's more effort behind it. The Tiltify community manager goes by the name of iCasper. He put together this annual fundraiser that he and a bunch of big name streamers, including some of our own like DJ Knight and Resurrection Fern and a couple folks that we're allied with, got involved with, called Quest for the Cure. And that is a fundraising effort to put money into the pool for this charity decathlon. And then whoever wins the decathlon gets, the largest piece of that pie all the way down to 10th place. There are 10 charities, including some some you probably have never heard before. Your St. Jude's, your Extra Lives. There's us, and then there's a bunch of random civilian charities that don't really get into gaming, but hey, whatever. Thanks for coming. The good news is they probably are not going to be fielding the charity decathlon. Is a bunch of different various gaming and Twitch creative events that they are having Twitch streamers that we have recruited doing. For those of you who have not or have been to TwitchCon, it should be interesting. It's going to be a little more interesting this year. So bottom line is we probably will take a couple thousand out of that at minimum, and if we rock it, that could be a hell of a donation for us. But again, this is one of those things where we had very little to do with this. This is outside forces kind of fundraising for us without a lot of effort on our part, which is always a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So we got that going on. Big thanks again. I haven't enlisted in mind to thank Aggressive Jedi, who's here in the chat. He's joined up in our Shanghai Scouts, and he secured, AKA the unit from this weekend, which is his contacts over at I'm Sick With It and Gunny Rex, who we met at both E3 and Guardian Con. They're both big Guardian. They're both big Destiny folks. And it was thanks to Jedi. He helped secure those folks for us, and then they ended up raising us over $14,000 this weekend. So huge thanks to Aggressive, and huge thanks to everybody over there at the unit for pulling that together. And it was originally going to be a Wounded Warrior event, then it was going to be a joint event, then it went back to Wounded Warrior. Thankfully, nobody from Wounded Warrior bothered to get back to them, and they needed a charity to give it to, and they said, all right, you're the next best thing. And I said, roger that. So not complaining at all. $14,000 is a hell of a sorry. An apology for not getting back to us. So definitely good stuff. So Cuddles had said we're 90 days out. It's actually 81 days out. I've got this giant red clock in my house that just has a countdown back to the days for, how many days we have left for, called ARMS. And there are easily 1 to 2 dozen different crazy things that we are working on right now. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up on any of them announcing a lot of it, because as per usual, like perfect example, the Conan Exiles thing. we were told Conan Exiles just came out on consoles, and we were told specifically back in April, like, hey, don't worry, Q3, we're going to come back around. We got a great opportunity, and I started talking about it and going, hey, we're going to do this thing with Conan Exiles, and we're going to get some front page time with them, and we're going to get a stream team together for them, and this, that, and the other thing. And of course, they got back to us a couple weeks ago. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to blow you off, but we really can't do this right now. So it's like, okay, great. So instead of me sitting here listing off the number of things that we are working on for Veterans Day, as they come in and as we get final approval, we're going to go ahead and start we can talk about it a little bit more during these meetings, but I don't want to turn this into like, hey, let me read off the Excel spreadsheet of things that we are working on right now, because as we saw last year, we had over, I can't remember what the numbers were, but we had like 60 different events that we were planning for Veterans Day last year, and of those events, like 20 of them actually came through. So I could sit here and tell you all kinds of crazy stuff, but until we get confirmation, it's silly for me to sit here and waste everybody's time. Like, yeah, they're gonna fly us to Mars. It's gonna be great, and there's gonna be this great thing we're working with SpaceX, and no, there's no reason to do that until we're in orbit. It almost feels like it's not worth saying anything because a lot of this stuff falls apart at the last minute, whether somebody leaves the organization or whatever. That's just the way this business goes. Or charity is the first thing to get cut when it comes to an organization trying to get things done. Whereas in if somebody's trying to push out a patch or they want to get some, visibility, they'll just go get some streamers together and do something. And turning into a charity thing is like, we don't have time for that right now. We'll get back to when we have time. So that's just the life we've chosen over here. But we will continue. One thing that we have locked in, the Global Game Jam is putting together this thing called the One Gamer Fund. And that is a multi-charity, kind of like what Quest for the Cure was. But we were in charge of bringing out folks to help us fundraise. It's us, it's Extra Life, Able Gamers, Child's Play, Independent Game Designers Association. I can't think of who else. There's a couple other ones. A bunch of different charities. We are doing an event with them from September 21st to the 24th. There's supposedly going to be some sort of Humble Bundle effort there from that time. I'm not sure. It's all going to get split for the Game Jam, or I'm not exactly sure all the details, but bottom line is we're working on getting it figured out. For us, for September 21st to the 24th right now, we have the Crash Fam, Crashly and the Crash Fam tied in to be our champions for that event. They're going to be our 3-day fundraisers, and then hopefully the rest of the charities come in. Each of their teams raise a couple $1,000s, and then overall we'll have something cool by the end of it. Again, this is the first year. It's one of those things where we're going to see how it goes, and we'll see see how it turns out. And I'm sure everybody's going to learn a lot of lessons. And this time next year, it'll be a much more strong, solid effort from everybody. But we'll see if Extra Life puts a fraction of effort into what they usually do. They raise millions of dollars a year, so it could really become something big. So we'll see. That's really all I have right now. Again, I'd love to just sit here and talk about all the great things we're working on as far as Veterans Day, but until any of it gets locked in, it feels very much like it's a waste of time for me to talk about it. So let me go ahead and push on through. Dave, Scat, you're up next, so go ahead and hit it up.
Hey, what's up out there, everybody? A couple of things I just want to go over here. Again, piggybacking off of what we talked about last week, we are definitely looking for some more content creators, and I want to stress that it's content creators, not just writers. If you're looking to do video reviews, video previews, if you have ideas for video content, written content, all kinds of content, contact me. Let me know. You can hit me up here on Discord, or you can email me, brian.s@stack-up.org. I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear your ideas, hear what you want to put out there. I'll do my best to help. But really, what I am looking for is some passionate people who really want to make some good content. And if that's you, get a hold of me. I do want to point out we have something new going on right now. I'm going to make sure I have the right link here copied, and I'm going to put this in the chat, so give me just a second. Thank you, 0 Hour. All right, this one is for all you veterans out there. we have a new contest up. Contest, I don't know. That's a loose wording. So we have some gear we'd like to pass around and stuff like that. Now, this may not go to the people who have, basically all we are asking you to do is to share us pictures of your streaming rig. And we may, at our discretion, pick various people who share pictures of their streaming rig to receive this prize pack we've put together of some Logitech gear, a web around green screen, and a Mod Mic 5 from Antlion Studio. Now remember, this is just for all you veterans out there. If you have veterans friends, people who have served, let them know. We want to see what you guys are streaming with. Share it with us on Twitter. I've included the Twitter link in the article there, so make sure you're sharing those pictures over on Twitter. Let us see what you're using the streaming with, and you may find a box of goodies in your mailbox. So make sure you guys are checking that out and helping spread that around as well. There'll be a tweet going out about that at 8:30. If you guys could, you guys see that on Twitter, hit that retweet and like button, help share that out. So make sure we see those streaming rigs, guys. Want to definitely check those out. And then one last thing. So there's been a lot of talk about Twitch clips. And of course, a lot of you have seen by now our Red Shirt Raider highlight video. And it came to dawn on me, actually thanks to Stephanie, that not just streamers can make clips. So folks, if you're watching the Stack Up streamers, if you're watching the Red Shirt Raiders and something interesting goes down, make a clip of it and share it in that highlight channel over there on the Red Shirt Raiders. We'd love to include those videos as well. So help our streamers out there, help those guys who are out there, they're trying to entertain, and can't always remember where maybe the best parts might be. Help them out. If you're watching them and something interesting happens, something funny happens, go ahead and clip that out, share it with everybody out there, and we'll get it added into the video. And I think it's going to do it for me. If you need to get a hold of me for content, you guys all know how to reach me. I'd love to hear from you guys.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Actually don't have a whole lot tonight for the first time in a while. Like Steven was saying, a lot of what I'm doing right now is PAX West prep, Veterans Day prep, a whole lot of crap that is potentially really awesome and potentially nothing. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, PAX West is coming up really, really quick. I don't know where the time's going, so a lot of my work time is being kind of dedicated to making sure that event goes well for our air assaults. But the couple things I do want to talk about, first is a reminder about Game Roster, which coincidentally, Tony from Game Roster is in the chat. He hasn't joined us in the voice, but he's in here with us. Obviously, I've talked about it before. Game Roster is something that I'm supporting, not because of some, backroom agreement that we made, but because I believe in what they're doing. And I really do believe that it's going to be a great tool for us for organizing structured raid content and stuff like that. So just throwing it out there, like, Lawbreakers tonight, PUBG tonight, actually, as our alternate. Sage has set that up through the Game Roster event posting. So if you guys are in the Red Shirt Raider server, like, go join Game Roster, start joining these events, show me and the game night hosts that, like, you guys are going to buy into this with us so we can start using it. Because if you guys don't back it, it's just going to fall apart. And I really don't want to see that happen here. Dauntless is coming very, very soon. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, it's something that I've been talking about quite a bit. Dauntless Founders Alpha starts on the 18th, which is Friday. It's this week. If you're not familiar with it, go check it out online. It's from a company called Phoenix Labs. It's basically a monster hunter type game. It's a whole lot of fun. I've been playing the tech alphas and stuff over the past few weeks, and I'm really, really enjoying it. We are going to be playing that game. There are some codes incoming, but I urge those of you who have the means to go support it. Like, if you can, like, if you think you're going to be into the game, if you can support it financially, please go out and do it. But no shame if you can't, right? Like, we're going to have some codes coming in, and those will be going out to you guys in the community. One of the cool things that I'm hesitant to talk about, but I will, because I know these guys and they're really awesome. So Dauntless, obviously we're going to have our own clan going. I'm going to really be trying to roll deep with it. But one of the things that they told me is that they're planning something special for us in game. I don't know what that looks like, but keep an eye peeled for it. We'll all be learning that together. But I think that would be something that'd be really, really, really cool. So be ready to support that game with us. Tonight, though, is Lawbreakers. So I do have a couple things I want to talk about really quickly with Lawbreakers. First is that, as usual, right, like we don't always get a ton of codes for this stuff. So we had a relatively healthy number of you sign up for it through the link that I posted. Unfortunately, there just weren't enough codes for everybody. That's going to be common as our community grows. There's a lot of things that kind of go into who gets codes and who doesn't, namely like are you registered through Red Shirt Raiders registration? Past that, I can't give codes to the same people every time. So who's signing up for codes versus like when's the last time they got a code? There's a whole lot of crap that goes into it, and I won't bore you guys with it. Although I'm in the interest of transparency, like I'm always available to discuss that with you guys. But I couldn't get codes to everybody is the root of it. Again, like, if you have the means and you're interested in that game, like I urge you to go support it. Like vote with your wallets. We want to support this community and give out as many free codes and all that really awesome stuff as often as we can. But at the end of the day, we all owe it to the companies that we want to support to get out there and put our money where our mouth is too. So, if you're on the fence about it, check it out. We're going to be streaming it tonight. If you're interested and you want to play it and you have the means, go out and support it. Show these guys that this community is going to support, wants to support them the way that they're supporting us. Which brings me to my last thing that I want to talk about. And I'm not slapping wrists here, but it's something that I just kind of want to throw out there, right? Like I gotta be daddy for a minute. I did, and Eric did, myself and Digital Matrix, when Lawbreakers was in open beta. This was about a week ago. I kind of called out to the community and was like, yo, like, we're trying to work with these guys. They've got an open beta. Please, come out. Let's do a game night. Let's do a game night in open beta where everybody can participate. And all you got to do is just go download the game and play it. Unfortunately, that game night ended up just being me and Eric. Like that was it. Nobody came out. And I'm not, everybody, we're all adults, right? Like we all have our own lives going on. A lot of you probably would have came out and couldn't make it. And that's cool. I respect that. I'm just trying to put it out to you guys. Like when things like that come up, right? Like if you're available, right? Like if you're able to, I ask you guys to come out and support those types, especially if it's open beta or open, just, hey, go download it and play with us for a bit, because I try to use that to leverage codes, right? So if we get a ton of participation for something like that, I can then go back to Boss Key and say like, hey, like our community rolled deep for this and they freaking loved it, man. Like, can you throw us some support? As opposed to just reaching out and being like, hey, I'm trying to get something going here. I already bought it. Can you throw us some codes? It's a very different tone, right? Like when I have a community that's chomping at the bit and participating versus when I have a community where, I'm trying to get something going because I support it. And I know that there's a portion of this community that's going to really be into this game. So again, I'm not trying to like slap people's peckers or anything like that, right? I just want to be, honest with you guys. Again, I try to be transparent with you in the way I do things, but I also want to be honest with you when I need your guys' help to do things. So keep it in the back of your minds moving forward. And I'm going to pass it to Stephanie. See you guys in Lawbreakers.
Good evening, peeps. And so, Dave didn't have a lot to say, but I'm going to make up because I have quite a bit of stuff to go over. First thing I want to talk about is some interesting development that happened today. Something that our Memphis stack leader, Crazy Cowboy, has been working on for the past, it's been a couple of months now, I think. He has been working on a project with Federal Express, and they have invited us out to Memphis for an event on November 10th. With Colonel Greg Gadsden, and if you don't know who he is, you can Google him and see. He's quite the character. It will be at the FedEx World Headquarters, and they are going to present us with a check for $1,500. So, yay, Crazy Cowboy! Nice work on that. I am working on day before meetups for TwitchCon, PAX West, and yes, already PAX South. PAX West is all but done, so our meetup will be at the Postdoc Brewing Company in Seattle. We don't have the time set up yet, but event is definitely going to happen. The Air Assaults are going to be going on a brewery tour, and we'll be staying there, hanging out, and having some food and drinking some Stack Up beer that they brewed for us back in May, and just generally having a good time. And I'll keep you posted on the TwitchCon and the PAX South stuff as we get a little bit closer to those two events. Stack leaders, there will be a leadership meeting on the 26th of August. That's 2 Saturdays from now, to discuss plans for call to arms in November. I will get calendar invites out to you by the end of the week, so keep your eyes peeled on your inbox, please. It is very important that you attend. We need to know exactly what it is that you're going to be doing as far as fundraising is concerned for November for Veterans Day weekend and the makeup weekend after. Some interesting news in the store. Our store is going to be getting some nice new shiny things for us to buy and play with and stuff. I have been very busy looking for new items to add, such as lanyards, hats, patches, pins, stickers, good ones, and more better shirts. And we are putting together a special con kit with items like a red shirt, pen, notepad, badge holder, a lanyard, and a bottle of hand sanitizer, because who's con pox? That stuff's nasty. All tucked neatly in a nice red cinch bag and branded with our logo on everything. I'm hoping to get that all finalized and ready to go by Veterans Day. The banners, yay, Stacks banners, have finally been completed. They are being printed as we speak. Orlando will get the first one since your event is this weekend and need it. I'm told that you should have it by Friday. Other active stacks will get theirs within a week to 10 days. I'm still working on getting everyone's info cards out. As I said last week, items are going out in waves according to your level of activity. So if you haven't been active in the last 90 days, you'll probably be one of the last groups to receive them. We didn't have any new stack sign up this week, but we did get a few new members. And dang, I don't know what's going on with the water down in Florida, but y'all have been busy. So nice work to Orlando and Tampa and bringing in some new members this past week, both veteran and civilian. Yay. And we have 2 events coming up this week, as I mentioned, and Cuddles also mentioned. Orlando IX is going to be at Full Sail University down in Orlando, and the Orlando Stack has got a table there. They're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. And Queens is going to be at Cunningham Park on the 17th again. And that is all I have.
Okay, that's everybody. One thing I forgot to talk about, and one thing we've been kind of kicking around, and I totally forgot. I didn't know if Stephanie was going to talk about it tonight or not, but one of the things that we are working on to energize the community, we are looking to start up a little thing called Red Shirt Rumble. We are going to create a Tiltify page for all the red shirts. Anybody who's interested in getting involved, stacks, individual streamers, anybody that wants to do something for Veterans Day or the month of November, and the top 10 does not need to be streaming related. Just top 10 fundraisers. We'll be doing something special for that. It's something we're working on right now. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking as far as what it is that's going to look like, but you have the general idea of it at this point. Its bottom line is putting the community up against one another to see who is the best of the best out there as far as bringing in dollars for the troops for Veterans Day, and utilizing all these awesome people that we have, like everybody who comes out every week. To give you some idea, last year we had 100-some streamers that raised us over $100,000. We've got 50 people here, like just in these meetings each week. So I mean, it would not take a lot, and the folks who are, and we've learned definitely some lessons as far as doing this, but the big name streamers don't always bring in the money, and the small name streamers that are aggressive and get after it have surprised us in the past as far as how much they're able to do and bring in and do stuff. So we want to get out there and we want to get people motivated in the community and try to figure something out. We'll probably, anybody that takes part, we'll probably do like a special shirt or something. But like the folks that really bring in the bucks, we'll do something special, like the top 10 as far as the stream, the leaderboards there. It's either 8 or 10. I don't know what it is for Tiltify, but we will have more details here short. Well, we were supposed to have more tonight, but it kind of got away from. We'll work
On the
more.
26th, we will have lots of details.
There
when
we
have
go.
the meeting. There you
we
go.
All right, there. That sounds like a goal. Otherwise, that's all we got really as far as staff for tonight. Let's go ahead and open it up to the population. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions. Anybody got anything? Go ahead and unmute your mics and let us know. If I have server muted you, type it out in chat and I'll unlock you. I only server mute when you come in and don't mute your mic. So, all right, anybody got anything?
I've got something if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead, Black.
All right. This isn't necessarily about Stack Up in general or anything like that, but this is a request for a little bit of help. Some of you guys may know I actually do attend Full Sail. I'm in the game design master's program, and this coming week and a half or so, we are tasked with having some people test a few mobile games for us, and it's a really quick, easy game to play. But we need recruits. We need people to help us out with that. So if you guys would like to do that, usually I actually work in the game testing lab where we test games for Wargaming and EA and stuff like that sometimes, but this is personal project, so I can't offer any, form of payment as I am a college student living off of the GI Bill. Other than a cool thumbs up and a big thanks from me. But if you guys would like to take 15 minutes out of your day, about 3 or 4 days, and answer a quick 2-minute survey based on you playing that game, just hit me up in the direct message or something. Send me either your email or tell me that you want a link to that survey sent via direct message, and I'll send that to you guys. So it is a mobile game, so meaning you could play it on either iOS or any Android device, assuming tablet as well. So yeah. Yeah, if you guys are able to help out, that'd be great. And that's my thing. So thanks.
Sure, no problem. That sounds great. I'm sure, again, it's one of those things, given the number of people we have here, I'm sure somebody can take 15, 20 minutes and figure it out for you, help you out.
Cool, thanks. And again, if you guys, I may not read it in the chat, so guys, just direct message me if you guys are willing to help out.
Okay, who else has anything? Go ahead and unmute your mics and let's hear about it.
I got it. This weekend is simultaneously the first big event, both for my own website and for the Lehigh Valley Stack. I'm trying to hit the ground full tilt on Saturday in full Stack Up in full redshirt regalia. I'm going to be blasting out throughout the day various things about the Stack being at PsychoCon, trying to get people from my area to notice it, while I also promote it at the convention itself. If the crew here could help on social media and help blast it out with me, that would be dope as hell.
That's a Stack event, Steph. If you could go ahead and get with Stephanie here, she can probably help you work with Brian to put something out as far as getting the word out there.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I saw Shifter or Crazy or whatever you're calling yourself these days. Have you figured that out yet? Might want to stick with one and go with it.
No, I haven't. And no, I just accidentally unmuted. Sorry.
Okay. All right, who else has anything? Houston Girl, Pyrian, anybody else have anything for the good of the order? Go ahead and throw it out there.
For what it's worth, I get a lot of questions throughout the week about game roster and about a whole bunch of different stuff related to red shirts. Like, none of you guys have any questions to go over now?
I got a couple things right now.
All right, yeah, go ahead, Elvis, please.
This Friday, I have a meeting with my company, once again, about doing stuff with Stack Up. This time, the president of the company is going to be there. This is the same guy that bought me a flight ticket to go to TwitchCon and granted my days off for this to happen. With that being said, they're going to want to do like full-on fundraisers and things like that as well. So that's going to be coming up in the near future, as well as possibly getting the company to donate money monthly, and even doing employee matching. So for every dollar, they match $1 per month up to a certain amount.
Well, that obviously is awesome. Steph has told me a little bit about your boss, your magnanimous boss here, who just sent you to TwitchCon, which is awesome. But yeah, let's. I guess the question is, what do you require from us? Because it sounds very much like you kind of have this under control, and your boss gets the idea of what we're doing and likes it. So what can we do?
He doesn't really want anything from us whatsoever, because I asked him if he wanted a tax receipt for the plane ticket. He told me, no, don't worry about it. He is full on support of me. It doesn't matter what charity I was to be involved in. He is full on support of me. He's fully accepting of that. On top of that, me, Sergeant Wobble, Sergeant are going to put together an all-Marine stream team to do a charity event within the next few weeks for Stack Up as well over the course of a weekend.
All right, very nice. We'll make sure, I guess really the big concern is make sure you get that on our calendars between Cuddles as our stream coordinator and Brian, Cuddles and Sketch. Now, it's weird. We just had the actual board meeting, and I have to refer to everybody by their real names and that. Like, oh, Brian and Chris and yes, and this, that, and oh, because it sounds weird. And even Amy, who was, she was like, I was like, yes, Chris, our new employee. And she's like, yeah, they call him Cuddles. And I'm like, and everybody started laughing. I'm like, yes, that's his internet name. Like, yes. And again, the board members that we have don't exactly get the whole video gaming thing, which we are.
She's going to call him Cuddles, too. We had that conversation this morning. It's so funny.
Did you really? All right, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Because we got to talking about him, and I said Cuddles, because I always call him Cuddles. So, she's like, oh, you mean Chris? I said, oh, yeah.
Pretty much. So I guess the bottom line is get a hold of everybody that you need to between Cuddles and Sketch for social media push. And let's see what we can do to help amplify those efforts, because it sounds like you guys are going to be going through a lot of energy to make a lot of great stuff happen. So we want to make sure that we are supporting as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that out there. The main thing we're waiting on is get a hold of Dev Devlin. Since he's at the police academy, we want to make sure that we catch him at a good time.
Sure.
Get that going.
And I guess the big piece there is this going to be a Veterans Day thing, or is this just like, hey, we're going to do it some weekend?
In a couple weeks, just for a weekend type of thing, and see how well it goes. And if so, maybe we'll make this like a quarterly or at least once a month type of event going on for an all-Marine stream team. It's something that Wobble kind of put in my head and just kind of ran with it since then.
All right, sounds like a plan. Just let us know what we can do to help, and we will be there.
Yeah, roger that.
All right, anybody else go ahead and unmute your mics to let us know what you got.
I would just like to, Clue put it out in chat. I want to remind everybody after the boardroom meeting, about 5 or 10 minutes afterwards over on Twitch, we'll be doing the second episode of the Red Shirt Report, our weekly podcast. So if you're free and want to check that out, not playing Lawbreakers, come on over and give us a watch.
Unless you own Lawbreakers, in which case you will be playing Lawbreakers. Sketch is trying to fucking blackball me here.
Okay, anybody else have anything? Go ahead and unmute your mic. So suggestions, comments, concerns. It doesn't anything going on in your world. It's okay. You can tell us.
Hey, this is Sergeant Wobble, aka Aaron. I just want to actually say thanks to everybody for being so supportive. I kind of needed this right now. I've been going through a rough time the past 6 months. PTSD has been kicking my ass real bad, and I didn't even know about you guys. And then, I met Semper K, and then he kind of spread me the word on everything, and it just went boom, 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 fast. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. I really do appreciate what you guys are doing.
Well, hey, glad to have you on board, and I think a lot of vets have been there as far as the PTSD thing. I had a real rough bout of it at the holidays last year, so it can sneak up on you, even as far out as my being in the military goes. when talk to somebody, I'm like, why is this affecting me like 10 years later? And he's like, yeah, that's how it works. Like, it's when you're not paying attention to it is when it gets you. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, that's why, you get, they have that 22 a day statistic. It's it's a lot of Vietnam era veterans who, they're retired and they go home, they don't have anything to do, and they just sit around and all they have is time to think about everything that they went through. And it's like, oh crap. And now and that's when they have problems with that. So yeah, absolutely. More than happy to help out and glad we could be here for you. It's something I'm figuring out. I've been streaming a lot lately, which is a new thing for me. I've streamed 6 of the last 7 days and been having a hell of a lot of fun with it. But the thing is Redshirt Raiders seems to just be regularly active now. Like, there's always, because thanks to things like PUBG, where everybody's just playing it at all hours of the day, I can go in there anytime and find somebody to chat with. A general chat is okay, but there's nobody in the chats over there. The people are getting games together in Redshirt Raiders. And, I'm sitting there playing PUBG by myself. I got 6, 7, 8 people in chat with me, and it's like, what in the world is going on? So if you ever find yourself just looking to talk to somebody or looking for somebody to game, just swing on over to Redshirt Raiders and see if you can get a pickup group going or, hang out with the rest of the crew. And it's good stuff. Like, it's been a lot of fun the last couple of days, just seeing just the number of people who at night are just hanging out in red shirts and playing games together. So it's really cool that our program's starting to take off by itself. So, but yeah, so that's that. Usually me on pub. Yep. So, all right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Happy to throw that out there. I got my little emote now. Boop. Anybody else got anything? Let's go ahead and I'm happy to answer any other questions. If you have any other questions for staff, D2 3 weeks. Yes, and of course is when Destiny, PUBG's taken over everybody's world, but as soon as Destiny 2 comes out, I get the feeling that's gonna take over some time. Although I don't know, with hopefully, God, I hope Dauntless is that game for us right now. I've been telling people D2 is gonna take.
Destiny 2 is going to be a hard freaking thing to compete with for just about every other game. But man, I'm telling you, I've been digging Dauntless. Like, it's got enough grind to keep you busy. But I feel like as long as when you're playing with people, man, it's a good time.
Good to hear.
Some of the monster fights are tough as nails, dude.
That's what I like to hear. And this starts Friday, correct?
Yeah.
All right. We're looking forward to getting in on that. I don't know what they have planned for us, but I'm looking forward to hearing it.
You and me both.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything? Go ahead and unmute. If we don't have anything else, we're going to go ahead and do our raid for tonight, and then we'll get into red shirts for some lawbreakers. We have one of the Calico Kittens who streamed for us in May. We're going to go raid her channel. Let them know we're still thinking of the Calicos. All right, everybody. Well, certainly appreciate. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. All right, for the rest of y'all, head on over to Red Shirts and let's get some lawbreakers on.